welcome race fans to a wonderful Wednesday night and another edition of the Nerd TV pre-race show presented by none other than the badass folks at Martin Sports, as we are here for the running of the Nerditudes Street Stock Series at Cedar Lake. So if you joined us last night, you got to see the Mini Motorsport Doors Pro Late Model Series take to this track, and it was a rough track. Drivers struggled as much with the track as they did with the other drivers and trying to find space on the track to make passes. But these cars here definitely can beat and bang a little bit more than what those cars can. But we're hoping that with this being an open setup series, that the track is a little bit more forgiving for the drivers tonight. But nonetheless, with that, we'll get into that more. But I got to introduce my co-host for tonight. See him right down below me right now, the legend, the myth, the man, Mr. J. Stan, Jeremy Stanley. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing excellent over here, yeah. These cars got a special place in my heart, I think. I love these things. I think they're the most fun to me personally. And yeah, open setups tonight. So these guys have a lot more control than what they've had previously, aka last night. Where that race was. Yeah, that was rough. That's a light way to put that for quite a bit of people. Those cars are all over the map. But you'll see probably a much cleaner race. I was watching practice, and man, those cars look fast and they look sturdy, which is something that I'm hoping for anyways tonight, because I like this track a lot, and I hate to see it with a lot of cautions. So I want to see a lot of good green flag side-by-side action, and I think you're going to get it tonight.
And I would have to agree with you. I think the combination of this track, Cedar Lake, is a driver's track, and it is on a lot of drivers' lists. This driver's track, meaning that it copes to the driver's ability and their driving style that they have. There's a number of tracks that are like that, Cedar Lake being one of them, and couple that with the open setups that they will be running tonight, they are going to have an excellent chance. It's just like you said, Jeremy, some fantastic green flag runs. Definitely look for that slider line and that slider move. If memory serves me, I do believe last season we visited this in the big block modifieds. We seen slider after slider. It was crazy, ridiculous how they were doing it. I think this is a track we lost count on the amount of sliders that we had last season. So definitely look for that. But we are here for the running of the Claim the Bounty 35 presented by Full Send Gaming. Yes, claim the bounty, Jeremy, because we have to touch base on something. We have an active bounty out there right now on the head of the driver of the number 16, Mr. Dustin Hennigan. He has 4 straight wins in the Nerditudes Street Stock Series, so the bounty is on his head. So in good faith and good good play, this race is dubbed Claim the Bounty 35.
Yeah, not too many drivers can honestly say in any League Series event that they have won 4 straight, let alone he's going for the drive for 5. And this kid's 14 years old, for everybody who is not tuned in and watched yet. We've announced that several times just because it's such an impressive feat for a 14-year-old to come out here on an open dirt setup, where you got dirt vets out here that they do this for a living, and they're getting whooped by a 14-year-old sometimes. So qualifying pretty stout. They're 4 cars within 100th of a second, and if you would have guessed it, Dustin Hennigan, second place so far in this qual session, which I think is complete at this point, 16 cars. I think Dustin Hennigan has some trouble, because last night we saw Shane Yates finish second in a bad, fast car, and he's taking P1 tonight, at least in the qualifying session. I think he's going to give him a shot for his money for $20.
I believe, based off of what we've seen last night, that is a very good prediction for tonight's event. Shane Yates coming runner-up, but that was after falling to the back on lap 10 in an incident and working his way all the way back up to finish P2 last night in the Mini Motorsport Doors Pro Late Model Series here at Cedar Lake. So we obviously know that 11 car is bad fast. Obviously, with going on 4 straight wins, going for the drive for 5 right now. Dustin Hennigan has a bad fast car, but Jeremy, there is a laundry list of drivers in this series that are fast and can go and try to make a claim for that bounty. And like I said, $20 on the line for it, presented by Full Send Gaming. There's going to be a lot of drivers really, really going for it. I know that it almost got picked last week when we broadcasted, so it's his time is definitely slimming down and narrowing down tonight. But with that, as you had stated, qualifying is over. Before we go, we did get it shortened a little bit. And yes, I am going to sit here and give the league admin a little bit of crap. Why? Because that's just what us nerds do. He definitely jumped it forward to qualifying before we could get the full pre-race show underway. So we got to cut it short.
This is fine.
It's all right. It happens. But these drivers are ready to start getting it going. We got heat races. We got a 5-minute warm-up, and then we have that 35-lap main. So without further ado, we're going to give thanks to our sponsors, which, again, you do see the sponsors. They are down on both sides there. They are cycling through. So, again, give some love to the sponsors. Go check them out as we tell them. We do have some promo codes to save you a little bit of that scratch when you go to order. Again, on behalf and thanks to the sponsors and partnerships that we have built up to this point. So again, check them out as we show you all the sponsors. First and foremost, again, the presenting sponsor for the Nerd TV pre-race show is Martin Sports. Fantastic products all the way around. It's not just apparel products. These guys do sim racing products as well. So yes, they do sim racing gloves. Some of the best sim racing gloves you're going to get your hands in out there. These are driver tested. Believe it or not, these sim racing gloves were designed by sim racers for sim racers. Martin Sports took a lot of feedback, and by a lot, I mean pretty much every bit of feedback to make these gloves exactly what the sim racing community wanted. And it shows because they are fantastic. So again, take a look at their apparel line. Take a look at their sim racing line. That's martinsports906.com. While you're there, I told you that Nerditudes and Nerd TV would save you a little bit of that paper. Use promo code SUPERNERD at checkout to save yourself 20%. So again, go take a look at their apparel line. Get yourself some Martin Sports stuff and sport that red and black color there. We also want to thank Mini Motorsport Doors, again, presenting sponsor for the Pro Late Model Series that you've seen last night. It's a big part of Over the Limit here. It has been now for a couple of seasons. They do fantastic novelty aluminum doors, just miniature sized, 11 and 21 inches, and they are 15 and 30 bucks a piece. Get them customized however you want. They are fantastic quality, and they are an item that you will not find anywhere else on the net. So take a look at their Facebook, see some of the products they've done. You will not be disappointed. That is facebook.com/Mini Motorsport Doors.
And then we got Full Send Gaming, which title sponsor for tonight's race. Claim the Bounty 35. We're going to see Dustin again try to hold that off, but Full Send Gaming, definitely the sponsor for the Bounty system, which it kind of had a slow start to the season, and now it's in full speed as Dustin just kind of showed class in the field here. And so they're on high alert for that. Full Send Gaming, check them out. And then Bud Kicker, each and every week I claim him as a D-Box. Give more of an official read here. It brings a tactile feedback for your sim racing experience. It delivers that missing card of driver feel underneath the seat. So it's a really realistic feel of your car, but in your computer chair, of course. So, check them out as well. They got a 20% off code for you, Nerd TV at checkout. Watch reviews, buy it. It's an awesome product.
Yes, it is, and I will attest to that. It definitely puts a level of realism to it. You can feel the engine idle. You can feel the rumble strips. You can feel the shifts in your car. So definitely take a look at that. It is definitely a great product to look at, just like all the products that we have mentioned along the way. Take a look at it. Use those promo codes. Save yourself a little bit of scratch, especially with the holidays right around the corner. It's always a good thing to save a little bit of money, and perfect Christmas gifts on top of that. So, again, always a good thing. But with that, that is going to bring an end to the Nerd TV pre-race show presented by Martin Sports. We are going to go down trackside, get these ugly mugs off the screen, because we are not the ones you wanted to come and see tonight. You wanted to come and see these guys duke it out for 35 laps of dirt racing action, in which we will. We are going to take it down trackside, where Jeremy is going to run us through our starting grid.
Yep, sure thing. We have 3 heats tonight, it looks like. So Shane Yates will be starting in first place with the fastest qualifying time this evening. Got Dane Lloyd starting in second, Swede Melgard in third, Jackie Whaley in fourth, Justin Simmons fifth, and David Tormasci in sixth. Now, Swede Melgard's got a 22-point lead entering race number 8 of 12 in the Nerd TV Open Street Stock. So he's got some work to do to hold Dylan Simmons off. They're running pretty equal times. He's got to showcase right now in this first heat race what he's got.
Yeah, definitely going to have to. Swede coming right off that Pro Late Model Series victory last night. And you see the 11 in there as well. But a lot of these drivers, they know how to make these cars stick. They know their talent. They know their ability. And a lot of these drivers we have interviewed personally up in the post-race podium show. So you very well could be seeing some of these drivers do the very same thing tonight. As you do see, the pace lights are out on that official iRacing pace truck. Again, iRacing, the official simulator for all the racing action you see here at Nerditudes and Nerd TV and Over the Limit. Pace truck is off. Shane Yates is going to lead them coming out of turn 4. Nice and steady pace. Green flag does fly. We are off into turn 1. We are 2x2 all the way around through turn 1 and 2. Yates is going to try to edge it out, but Dane Lloyd trying to come back on the outside, Jeremy.
Dane Lloyd met Shane Yates on that restart and almost had it up until turn number 3, and Shane Yates takes sole possession of first. Dane Lloyd and Tormasci and everybody else behind him on their ass in.
Yeah, Shane Yates is starting to pull out a little bit more now. Now they are 2x2, battling for second. That's Whaley on that top side, Dane Lloyd on that inside after a little bit of a bobble. Now you do have Justin Simmons trying to power up, trying to take that third spot from Dane Lloyd on that outside.
Yeah, pretty good even battle right now. Shane Yates does taking about a 2 or 3 car length advantage. We got second place here at Jackie Whaley, showing some strong muscle here at Cedar Lake, and both cars here. And side by side, Dane Lloyd is with Justin Simmons in that gray and blue number 033 as he falls in line, single file all the way through.
Yeah, racing hard and heavy. Finally going single file right now. Again, Shane Yates still leading the way. Whaley in second. You got, we're looking off the deck lid of Whaley as the battle for third is the talk of the town between Simmons and Lloyd. They still going at it. Gray car up top is Simmons. That black and yellow car on the inside is Dane Lloyd. Looks like Simmons will prevail on that one, Jeremy.
Yep, he sure does. Fifth place, the Swede Melgard. We just talked about him. He needs to show some speed, and right now, fifth place is not where he wants to be. He's got a little bit of work to do. Thankfully, he's in heat race number 1, so he's going to have some time before the green flag on the main event to get that thing up to speed.
Yeah, as we are 2 laps remaining in this heat race number 1 showing as they are coming through turns 3 and 4. The 11 of Shane Yates will take that white flag. They are spaced out. As long as things keep going, it looks like it is going to finish this way here, but anything could happen. You do see Whaley go way high coming out of 2, but clean corners for the 11 of Shane Yates as he is going to take heat race win number 1, followed by Whaley. Simmons in third, Lloyd fourth, Swede Melgard will cross the line in 5th, and Tormasci will finish in 6th.
Oh, Dustin, I don't know if you noticed, but those cars are looking nice and clean. They weren't all over the map this time, so that's gonna just telling you guys right now what these cars are going to look like in race form, which I'm excited for, man. Yeah,
and that's exactly what we were talking about. We had the feeling that with the these cars here being open setup, we were going to see a lot smoother of a race than what the drivers had last night in the Pro Late Model Series being fixed. So with that, we're going to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to run us through our grid starting order. Starting on the pole, heat race number 2 is a 16 of Hennigan. To his outside is going to be Chris Eberly in that 0-1. You got Clifford Bellamy starting inside second row. To his outside is going to be the 5 or the 0J rather of Jason the Juice Gunnels. Kenny Haight will start inside row 3 with Austin Yates starting shotgun on the field.
Yeah, this is going to be a good moment for Dustin to show off that he's going to be able to contend for the drive for 5. That is, that car is bad fast. At least in practice, I was noticing he had a super stout car, just like most other guys out here. So we're going to see the pace truck dip down this time. I will take the lead through here. We're looking like green flags out right now, and they have a pretty good start. Same kind of start we saw in the first race, side by side, entering turn number 1.
Yeah, looks like Hennigan's trying to edge it out, but that run on that high side by Eberly is really strong coming off the corner. A little bit of a slide job there right up in front of Eberly. Contact made by Bellamy. This is what we're talking about, folks. These drivers can beat and bang and correct them and keep on going. What that does is give Hennigan a lot of speed. 4 wide coming off the corner there as these drivers are going at it, Jeremy.
4 wide. They're getting every ounce of practice. They're still 3 wide, still trying to discuss where they need to be. As you see that, at least in my end, that blue car there, the 22 of Austin Yates, is running high, wide, and handsome. I guess he's trying to kick in that groove a little early.
Yeah, and these drivers will start working this in here. Hennigan out to a commanding lead, but the battle right now is for second between Eberly on the inside and the 002 of Bellamy. Now flip-flopped as we come off the corner. Slider by Bellamy, a little bit of contact there as he cut it real close. That's going to give Eberly that position, and Bellamy now comes under attack by Austin Yates.
Austin Yates showing some speed. He's up to 4th place and looking for 3rd. Got a really stout car. And Clifford, yeah, he just got a little bit of a hiccup there from that check or that slider, and he dropped back. And it looks like he's struggling a little bit too. The car isn't as stout as some of these other ones out here.
Yeah, and again, a lot of these drivers still trying to work these cars in to see exactly what they need to change, because, again, they will have that 5-minute warm-up after the heat races to dial in these setups before the 35-lap A main event. And again, still out to a commanding lead as it sits right now. You got Chris Eberly in second, coming under attack by the 002 of Bellamy. Bellamy still trying to get that number 2 position. Back behind them, you have a battle for what would be the 4th position rather, between Yates and the Juice, Mr. Gunnels. White flag is out as it goes. A 16 of Hennigan coasting through turns 3 and 4 will take heat race win number 2. Eberly will hold off, get that second position, followed by Bellamy, Yates, Gunnels, and Haight for your heat race number 2 finish.
Looking at the stats of Hennigan there, he topped his fastest practice time, so that kid is looking bad fast once again. He's just going to have to cool it off and wait for the race here. I don't think he's going to touch that setup, Dustin. I think he's going to be pretty happy with what he's got. Gridding up heat race number 3, the final one of this evening. That running order looks like Wade Burris will be taking position number 1. We got third place in points. Dylan Simmons sitting there in second place. Blake DePinette going to be starting in 3rd. Jeremy Vaughn in 4th, and Christopher Hill in 5th.
Yeah, and that's I would say safely that Shane Yates and Dustin Hennigan probably not going to touch those setups at all. Both those drivers definitely look like they had their cars dialed in. But again, it's we're going to see what's going on. Jeremy, so we've seen something right now we haven't seen in quite some time, and that's a new face to the Racing League, and that is Blake DePinette right now having his inaugural race. Very nice looking car. I love seeing those chrome numbers out there. It is a beautiful thing, and that's why I love dirt racing so much. So should be a good heat race number 2. You do see the pace lights are out on the truck. Wade Burris going to try to lead these drivers around. We're going to see if we have another start, Jeremy. It seems like these drivers have kind of been having a lax, laid-back starts instead of really rolling it from the apex of 3, but we'll find out how heat race number 3 goes, as the pace truck is going to be pulling in, as these drivers will be working their way down the backstretch into turn number 3. Pace truck is ducking off. We are getting ready to go race. 98 of Wade Burris leads Dylan Simmons off into turn 1, 2 by 2. And clean start, Jeremy, 2 by 2. It does look like Wade Burris will take that lead with Simmons battling on that high side.
Blake tried to get a good little jump there, just timed it a little too early, had to back up a little bit, but now he's full force, sitting there in third place. Watch the side-by-side as the race lead goes on with Dylan Simmons, your third place in points, and Wade Burris, which I do believe he's sitting in fourth place in points by my chart here anyways, but they are still side-by-side. Really excellent racing for the top spot.
Yeah, side by side, it does look like Simmons is going to get that advantage going into the corner. He gets that excellent run out. Right now, Debenit is just waiting to see a little bit of wall contact there, just a little smoochy smooch. But in front of him, Simmons does take over that top spot with Wade Burris falling back to second.
They kind of calmed down here after the first couple laps. We're almost halfway through this heat race number 3, and as I say that, they go 3 wide there for third, fourth, and fifth. They get it kind of settled out. Jeremy Vaughn tried to do a slider over Blake, does not make it happen. Blake's going to regain fourth or third.
Side by side going into the corner. Slider by Vaughn, crossover by Depenit. Depenit on the inside right now. Now going into the corner, you're going to see a slider here by Depenit as he keeps it down low. Doesn't actually complete the full slider, but does take over that third position.
Yep, it's solely his now, and fourth and fifth are the only two cars right now in for position as they're side by side once again here with about 2 laps to go before heat race number 3 is over. Kicking back to the front, you see Dylan Simmons just start off on a rail. He's got his own groove there, and he's about 3 or 4 car lengths ahead of second.
Yeah, as he's stretching it out over Wade Burris, both drivers doing a fantastic job. You got Blake back there in that 41 car trying to chase him down here in the closing laps as Simmons takes the white flag. You still got 2 by 2 back there between Vaughn and Chris Hill. Both drivers, you see Vaughn on that high side, Chris Hill on that low side. That's going to be your biggest battle for position, as Dylan Simmons is going to clear sailing for that heat win number 3. Wade Burris in second, Blake in third. Jeremy Vaughn will beat out Chris Hill for that fourth.
You were talking about that those paint schemes, especially Blake there with the chrome number. I wish a lot more organizations would allow these drivers to kind of customize a car to their own liking. These designs are made in-house, basically, not controlled by any sponsors. So that's where you get some of the best-looking cars in any motorsports, period, than these dirt cars. And even on a simulation thing, these drivers have some good crew to make these cars look excellent on the track. I know they're going to be covered in dirt, but it doesn't matter. Still nice to showcase on the early laps. Just excellent looking cars all the way through.
Yes, and as these drivers are hitting the track for warm up right now, we are going to take a short commercial break. We will join you again towards the closing minutes of warm up to bring you 35 green flag laps of racing action here at Cedar Lake. Welcome back, race fans, as these drivers are winding down the last minute of their warm-up, the final attempt they can to make those final fine-tune, finite adjustments to these setups here. So it should be a good race. As always, we didn't get a chance to in the pre-race show like what we normally do, but as always, folks, you guys know that we do monitor the chat channels. Feel free to shout out. Tell us who you're rooting for. Tell us who who you're looking at. You just want to shout out and talk with us about the racing action going on, by all means, be our guest. Keep it PG-13. We do have sponsors and partners. So again, don't get too crazy out there. Put a little too much attitude in it for the nerds. But we do like to bring you guys in on the broadcast as well, as we are here because of you guys. So again, chat channels are open, Jeremy.
Did you just tell him not to bring too much attitude when we're the Nerditudes? I guess you can't. I guess you can't be more than us, right? So you gotta let us do that part. But checker flag is out in warm up. That means 35 laps of green flag action is right around the corner, as they will be taking the grid right now on the front stretch for the Full Send Gaming Claim the Bounty 35.
Yeah, should be a good race with that. So we are going to go through our starting lineup. On the pole is the Shane Yates in that number 11. Hennigan, his dancing partner to the outside. Dylan Simmons going to be inside second row with Jackie Whaley starting to his outside. Chris Eberly is going to be inside third row with Wade Burris dancing to his outside. You got Justin Simmons starting inside fourth row with Clifford Bellamy back in racing action to his outside. Blake Depenay is going to be starting inside fifth row with, Dane Lloyd to his outside. Austin Yates is going to be starting 11th with Jeremy Vaughn in 12th. You got Swede Melgard starting further back in the pack than expected in 13th with Jason the Juice Gunnels starting 14th. Chris Hill will be starting 15th with David Tarmashi starting 16th. And rounding out your field for racing action tonight for the, again, Claim the Bounty 35, presented by Full Send Gaming, will be the 46 of Kenny Hates.
A couple drivers to look out for, too. I want to give credit to Jackie Whaley as well. Swede Melgard and Jackie Whaley tied at the top of the charts as far as the point standings go. There is 5 weeks, including tonight, left in the championship series. So look out for them too. Green flag is out right now. Shane Yates with a decent restart. Not too much of a jump over Hennigan, but Hennigan, as we know, on the top side is really fast.
Yeah, they are 2x2, and then a gaggle behind them as they are starting to stack up, but they keep everything going as the drivers are going. Big battle, 3 wide racing back there. Caution is out. Our first caution is out for tonight's event.
Looks like it was between Austin Yates and it looks like the number 8. Yep, 8 of Jeremy Vaughn. Yates just came up a little too high, and also, actually, you know what? Jeremy Vaughn bounced off the outside wall in the middle of the backstretch, and it tagged Austin Yates down to the inside over the cross to 65's nose. That brought out your first caution right in front of the field. iRacing had no choice but to do so. And looks like Austin Yates is in the pit road, got a tow, and his whole front clip is off. So it looks like a dirt modified almost at this point.
Yeah, as we just watched the replay feed there. So again, a lot of that heavy damage. He couldn't even get everything moving on it. So unfortunately enough, that was a lot of that 3 wide racing action that was going on. And just Vaughn ran out of track and met the wall head on, and it just like a ping pong ball just bounced him right off, straight down into the 22 of Austin Yates. Unfortunately, right now, Yates will be able to utilize a quick repair, but it's the towing that is killing him right now, as he has to wait for that tow back to pit road, Jeremy.
He sure does. There's going to be several minutes, and looks like we're going to have a restart right now. Only on the first lap, so they completely do a restart on this. Keep it 2x2x2 at the line. Green flag is in the air once again. Shane Yates with a similar restart here with Dustin Hennigan on his outside once again. 2 by 3 by 2, and they're barely making it through. I think I saw 4 wide on the exit of turn 2.
And we got a car flipping going down the stretch. That is going to be the 033 of Justin Simmons. He is turtled right now. And Jeremy, I would hate to say that we were going to, that surprises me, but it doesn't, as they come off that corner 4 wide. And I mean, these drivers are skilled, but this small Cedar Lake Speedway track coming off the corner like that 4 wide is just not going to work. You are going to run out of real estate at some point in time. And that's exactly what happened here as we go back and in car right now with Simmons. You see, just ran out of real estate and over he goes. Excellent shot from that gyro camera as you see him go for one hell of a ride before he eventually turtles it, Jeremy.
Yeah, just came across the nose of Swede Melgard. He had literally nowhere to go. He could not go any higher, and 4 wide, you ain't going to do that here for long. We saw it in the heat race, and I don't know how they managed that, but now we got 16 cars on the track, which is, I think, 17 actually, so there's just no way that's going to happen. And as you saw, there's a good reason why you're not going to see that, but anyways, looks like we're going to have probably 1 lap to go this time by. Yep, so we're going to see a restart here coming up to the line this time. Pace truck going to be dipping down right now, so we're going to get this restart once again. The same lineup, basically, the first few rows. Shane Yates once again going to lead him. Actually, it's going to be Dustin Hennigan. He would like to take the top side, apparently. He is going to clear Shane Yates off the outside of turn number 2.
Yeah, still 2 by 2 going into turn 1 as Yates on the inside, Hennigan on the outside. They are 3 wide back behind, battling for position. They finally key it out. Right now you got Simmons and Whaley battling for that 3rd position. 4 wide, a little bit of a tire jump by the 41. They're going over the tires. That was Depanay that jumped the tires but kept everything going. It's starting to look like it's starting to smooth out a little bit, Jeremy.
Welcome to OTL, Mr. Blake. He's got a little bit of rough action going on back there, trying to make some ground to kind of show what he's worth here 8 races into the season. He's got Danelo to his outside, and your points leader, Swede Melgard.
Yeah, Swede Melgard finding him in the middle of a hornet's nest right now, not where our current points leader in the Nerditudes Street Stock Series wants to find himself. Hard impact is Chris Hill into the outside wall, but keeps it going. Hard impact again, almost like there's something broken on that car, Jeremy. It is just not turning. It's almost plowing, worse than a snowplow through the corner.
Yeah, very well could have something broke. A lot of these cars have already hit the wall, hit other drivers, and these cars are usually pretty good tanks, but every once in a while you have a part malfunction that'll kind of ruin your night. But we'll see if maybe there's a caution that he can maybe get that fixed. Who knows? But going back to the race leader, just going to do a quick checkup. And actually, as I said that, we have a caution on the speedway involving Kenny Haight, and it looks like the 65 of Christopher Hill.
Yeah, we were just talking about Chris Hill as well. But again, the car just not handling the way that he was wanting it to handle on that one. So again, tough break on that. But this does give him that opportunity to take it down to pit road to utilize that quick repair if he has not utilized it yet, to try to get his car back into racing action. So we are going to take you on board right now. See a lot of dust build up there. Looks like Kenny Haight just got a little extra loose there, and Chris Hill had nowhere to go as the 46 cut down right in front of him as he was trying to save it and bring it back. Yeah,
just unfortunate for Christopher Hill to be right in that. But he did go to pit road. He got his fast repair. That car looks fresh and clean, and it's going to give him a second chance at getting up there and trying to contend for the race lead.
Yeah, again, it's tough break there for the 46 and the 65, but is it really a tough break? That's exactly the break that Chris Hill needed to get that car fixed. Back up front, as we did get some laps, we are going to see our first Delaware restart of the evening, meaning that the 16 of Dustin Hennigan, who currently has that bounty out for him right now, will be the sole holder of that front line. It does look like the 11 of Yates did elect to take that outside lane as the second place car, meaning that Dylan Simmons will be starting in the inside of that second row and everybody files in behind.
I got my eye on Swede Melgard, tied with your points lead over Jackie Whaley. Jackie's sitting in 5th, and you have Swede sitting in 10th. This is the farthest back I think we've seen Swede all season long. So he's got a lot of work to do to get up to that at least top 5 minimum to kind of keep pace with Jackie Whaley right now. Admin did extend the laps once again, so this should be the final lap here before we go green flag.
Yeah, we were talking about the 15 of Melgard being back there in the Hornet's Nest, and that's exactly what it is. Yesterday's race, he was up front, and that's where he wanted to be. But right now, Hennigan is the driver up front. Green flag does fly. Excellent start by the 16 of Hennigan as he pulls out to about a 2-car lead, but not by much. The 11 of Shane Yates all over him on the inside. 3 wide contact made between Yates and Simmons. Wow, Yates had to get on the brakes there. 3 wide still coming out of the turn 4. This is your battle for the lead right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is, we only have 26 laps left to go. There's still 3 wide, beating and banging. These drivers are giving everything they have. You got Simmons down low, Hennigan in the middle, Shane Yates on that top side, still 3 wide out of 4.
This is crazy. We have 3 wide for 3 rows back straight. That is, I have never seen anything like this before. These guys are hammering it out. Dylan Simmons, your 3rd place in points, only 22 back of the leaders. He has now claimed the 1st place position for the first time this evening.
Yeah, racing action is starting to level out now as they are 2x2. Contact back there. Swede Melgard involved on that one there. They regather it back up. 4 wide going off into the corner of these drivers. 0-1 of Eberly makes contact with Melgard, but these drivers are still going. Caution finally does fly.
Man, Swede Melgard just got pile driven into the turn 3/turn 4 wall by Chris Eberly. Chris Eberly looked like he just missed the corner entirely. I don't think that's what the caution was for. I'm going to go back, and it looks like I can't tell where the caution came out. I don't think iRacing maybe thought there was a wreck. I don't see a car spun on the track, so I think that huge cluster of cars there that really checked up 3 and 4 wide, I think that's what caused iRacing to throw that caution. So kind of like a wreck, kind of not. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard telling. iRacing does that does happen with iRacing sometimes. But I was like you, Jeremy. I did not see any cars sideways on back. Every driver was able to save it. If you ever question out there, ladies and gentlemen, whether these drivers are athletes or whether it is a challenge to pilot these things, I challenge you right now. Get in one of these cars and just go pull a few laps. Just see how they handle. Now multiply that by 3 wide that the leaders did for 3 straight laps, or 4 wide like some of these drivers have been, and then you can come back and talk with us and let us know what you found out, because I tell you what, these drivers put on a hell of a show.
They're about to do it once again. Pace truck is down. Dylan Simmons, now the class of the field, takes the restart. Green flag in the air. Gets about a car length or 2 advantage over your 2nd place, Dustin Hennigan. In 3rd place, Shane Yates. They are 3 wide again. They just can't help themselves, Dustin. No,
the race in action, but this big pile up there on the front stretch does look like Chris Hill is going to be involved in that one there. Big pile up. Chris Hill went over on his lid, and unfortunately enough, there's only 1 quick repair in this series, Jeremy, so we already know that Chris Hill burnt through his quick repair on that one. That right there just may have ended his night.
And Jackie Whaley, your points leader, was the other car that was on top of Christopher Hill there on the bottom of exit turn number 2. He's doing a wave around right now, but and it did end his night. Christopher Hill has parked the car for this evening, has disconnected. So he will be last place finishing out this race. That's a huge disappointment on his camp. Jackie Whaley looked like he's going to get his fast repair finally. He's going to be starting in the back of the field. He and Swede are in a tough predicament here as Dylan Simmons, who's leading 3rd place in points, 22 points out. He's going to make a huge jump if he can keep these guys separated like this.
Yeah, there was definitely something busted on the front nose of that 720 of Jackie Whaley, as you also see Dane Lloyd come into the service of his crew, utilizing his quick repairs, so definitely damage on the front nose of that. But you are 110% correct. Yes, math was not my strong suit at all. that right now this is going to be a huge points night. If it ended right now on this lap here, Dylan Simmons would gain exponentially over your other two championship point sitter being Whaley and Melgard. Both of those drivers now, again, back in the middle of that hornet's nest, have to work their way all the way back up, and they only have 23 laps to do it. Pace truck is off. Simmons leading them coming out of turn 4. Excellent restart by Simmons, Hennigan, and Yates. Yates on that top side, Hennigan on that bottom side. That excellent run that Yates gets. Oh my goodness, hard contact there. So much speed did Yates carry out of there. I think that surprised Simmons quite a bit.
Another caution out. That was for multiple cars here. I was going to say 60% of the time. You were right 100% of the time. But these these guys they're out there driving for everything right now. You would think it's the last race of the season. We see, what was it, the orange car there on the bottom of turn number 3 and 4, Wade Burris. He went through the infield turn number 3, spun across the lower half of the track, kind of clutched some people up, and it connected with, looks like Jeremy Vaughn, Kenny Haight, and Jason Gunnels. Kenny Haight hit the wall hard on the outside, who got the most damage out of that incident.
Yeah, hard impact, as you see that Kenny Haight still sitting in the pits, as he had to get a tow. That is what is hurting him right now. He had to get a tow back to the pits. So, again, hard impact. And, Jeremy, you're absolutely right. I mean, these drivers are racing like this is the season finale, like the points championship is on the line. I haven't seen them race this hard like that. But, again, with laps starting to tick down, we're 21 to go. We still have a large number of laps to get done. So we'll have to see what's going on, but we are seeing something that we haven't seen before. It looks like possibly that Race Control has set it up for single file restart, and that's exactly what happened. Green flag is out again. Simmons out to a good start. Hennigan up on that top side. Yates on that top side. There are 3 wide coming off the corner.
3 wide is a common occurrence here. Apparently this track is driver's track, man. These guys are giving it all. Like it says excellent racing. I know it's been a little bit more on the caution side, but you were right about that restart as well. I was overhearing Kenny Haight on the team chat saying, "Hey guys, we're gonna do single file. We need to calm this thing down." And appropriate call, I would say, because we need to get some green flag laps going. As they're only on lap number 17 now, so we're just under halfway completed. We see Dylan Simmons fall back to 3rd. Actually, as I was just talking about that. New leader, going for the 5th win in a row, Dustin Hennigan.
Yeah, Hennigan did take that top spot away from Simmons after that restart. Looked like the drivers kind of bobbled up a little bit on that single file restart, but right now Hennigan coming under pressure from the 11 of Yates. Yates giving it everything he has right now to try to chase down and claim that bounty on the head of Dustin Hennigan. So racing good and hard up there for 2nd. The battle for 3rd between Simmons and Clifford Bellamy. Bellamy out there running a stout, solid race as well. Simmons hard into the wall as we have another caution out for tonight's event.
This is going to involve Jason Gunnels, who definitely got the worst of this one. He actually tagged the right rear corner panel of Jeremy Vaughn, sent him into that little cutout section on the exit of turn number 2. Just nose plowed the crap out of that wall and heavy damage. Came across the track and door checked. Looks like the 98 of Wade Burris. He didn't really get much damage. Jason Gunnels' car, heavy. I think, yeah, and actually Jackie Whaley, too, came in late and slid into him. Slight damage there. He's going to be okay, but Jason Gunnels in the pit road, towing. He's going to be there, I would think, for a little bit of time.
Yeah, we just watched it, and Whaley coming in right there in the later stages. Hard impact on that one coming off. And, yeah, it's the tow factor that kills these drivers when it comes to pits. A lot of them still do have that quick repair, but unfortunately enough, they still got to wait that tow all the way in, and it's a long wait. But we are going to go back to racing action. Again, single file start from Race Control. You see them lined up on that high side. The pace lights are out on that official iRacing pace truck. Again, iRacing, the official simulation software for Over the Limit and Nerditudes. Green flag does fly. Hennigan leads them coming through off of turn 4, but the 11 of Shane Yates solid on his back bumper, followed by the 133 of Simmons.
Everybody diamonds off early into turn number 4 to get that good restart there. Hennigan under pressure by Shane Yates, who found really good speed late in that run last night on the really, really, really high side, right up against that wall. We're seeing him and Dustin hashing it out for that top spot right now, up against that wall, just flirting with disaster just a little bit. I'll touch base there on Gunnels. Oh, never mind. We got another caution on the track. I'm going to focus my attention to that. Chris Eberly looks like he spins out on the exit of turn number 4, gets slight contact with the 8 car of Jeremy Vaughn, just enough to throw him just into the infield in the entrance of turn number 1. Caution is out for, I think, the 6th time this evening.
Yeah, 6 cautions in tonight's event. Wow! I don't even know how to comment on that one, Jeremy. I know you saw exactly what I just seen. Eberly just, kamikazed it into the pit road entrance tires and just sent it airborne, inevitably ending his night with that damage. Not understanding the call or the thought process on that one there, but that's why we're in the booth and we're not in the driver's seat, Jeremy.
I'm so glad you had our broadcast cameras on that one. The game, there's no way there's a ramp there. He hit the tire, but iRacing sometimes doesn't have the best wall physics, and Chris Eberly throwing some Dukes of Hazzards at you guys this evening, but yeah, that caused him to park the car, obviously. And oddly enough, he almost hit Jason Gunnels, who's getting his repair in pit road, so that could have been tragic for multiple reasons, but let's turn our action back to the racing surface. Race Control has permanently made single file for the rest of this evening. As we go, green flag right here. Dustin Hennigan with a nice restart, diamonding off early in the exit of turn number 3, entering turn number 4. Shane Yates is going to be on his tail once again. He does not want to finish second for 2 nights in a row. He's going for that bounty and for the victory.
Yeah, as he's going to the inside right now. That's Yates on the inside, Hennigan on that outside. Yates cannot make it stick that time, but still has plenty of time. 13 laps still left to go in this A-main event. Little bit of wall contact on the left rear quarter panel. Both drivers still keep it going. As this battle here is heating up, as is the battle for third place between Simmons and Bellamy. Those drivers really duking it out. Look who has worked his way up into that 5th position right now. Swede Melgaard worked his way through the Hornet's Nest, followed right now by the newcomer, the 41, Blake Depanay, who gets into the wall. A lot of contact here. Too wide, Jeremy, coming off that corner.
Dustin's car is really upset. It is holding Shane Yates back a lot. Shane doesn't have any grip on the bottom. That's why he's trying so for the top. And as they say that, he said, psych. Trying to make that pass. Shane Yates has got the much better car. Shane just, his car's looking stout, and then Dustin's, it's all over the place, and it's holding him back, but the Highline is so dominant with all that extra cushion on the top. There's just no comparison. You see the rest of the track slick, causing Shane to try to do everything on the top side to make Dustin make a bigger mistake to maybe get him on the outside.
Yeah, an unfortunate thing, but it definitely looks like he loses a lot of exit speed, and that's where Shane is really starting to bring it in, but Shane is going to be running out of laps, 9 laps to go in this event, and if he intends on trying to claim anything with that bounty system, but like you said, he is working the back bumper, trying to get in the head of Hennigan to make a mental error. That battle's going on, as is the battle for third between Simmons and Bellamy. Those two still duking it out. Seeing Shane Yates dive it to the inside. Caution is out again for tonight.
Blake Depanay, turn number 4, just overdrove the entrance. Turn number 3, slid it too deep in the center of the corner and got right up into the front bumper of Swede Melgaard there, and it turned him around right in front of several cars. iRacing throws the caution out of safety. 7th caution of this evening.
Yeah, 7th caution tonight. Right when the racing was getting hard and heavy as well. I mean, these drivers really giving it everything that they can. And right now, time is running out. We are just laps away from Hennigan possibly claiming that, as we are watching this replay. Does get loose. Little bit of net code contact. Lot of drivers dodging, though. Excellent heads up by a lot of those drivers, because that incident with Depine could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Yeah, he was facing the wrong way, and that could have been catastrophe for several drivers. So, good checkout by those guys back there, avoiding them. There was quite a few cars that had to do so. So, credit to everybody out there. But looks like we're going back to green flag here. Next lap, single file once again. Obviously, it's under 10 to go this time, so it's natural for them to do so. Green flag is out. Dustin Hennigan dips it down really early once again to try to secure that inside line. Gets a really good start. And Swede Milgaard actually around in the back there. Looks like he might have gotten it straight. He did keep it straight, courtesy to several other cars. Green flag is still out.
Yeah, green flag out. Drivers in the back 2x2. Looks like Whaley just made contact with Lloyd a little bit as they are going side by side. That is right around where Swede Melgard rejoined the race. But the battle up front with 6 laps to go. Again, a lot of pressure is Shane Yates putting on Hennigan as Yates going to that slider line, but just so slick and worn down, loses so much speed and has to back it out. So he's going to have to pull some magic out of that hat of his if he intends to not finish bridesmaid yet again. Hard dive to the inside. Finally gets that slider going. Crossover by Hennigan.
Man.
Hennigan reclaims that spot. That was a hard dive in and almost made it stick.
Oh, so close. He's probably going to try it again here in number 3. We got 3.5 laps to go. He made a late dive this time. Will not make a stick. Hennigan's going to get a good run. And actually, Shane putting a run for his money. Oh, a little contact there. No problem. They keep it going straight. 3 laps to go, Dustin.
3 laps to go. This battle is heating up, as is the battle for third between Simmons and Bellamy, and then it's 2x2 further back. But the story of the night is going to be this top spot as they come up for 2 to go. Shane Yates still working the back bumper of Hennigan here. Does look like Hennigan slowing and holding up Yates. Yates trying to find a way. You see him sawing on that wheel on the inside of that car. 2 laps to go, Jeremy.
Coming to the white flag, Dustin Hennigan has to do this for 4 more corners. I highly anticipate a slider. Oh, actually made some contact. But I'm highly anticipating a slider right here into turn number 3 from Yates. Dustin protects the bottom, and it's going to work for him as Dustin Hennigan, 5 wins in a row, claims the checkered flag and moves on to next week for the Full Send Gaming bounty system.
5 wins in a row. He did exactly what he had to, but he played defense, Jeremy. We seen it right up here. He played defense that entire probably last 10 laps. As Yates definitely seemed like he had the faster car on that. But about the only way he was going to remove Hennigan from that top line was to put heavy bumper into him and really give him that crone horn. And it looked like Yates was doing everything he could not to do that. But yeah, it's again 5 wins in a row. That increases the bounty for next week, I believe, now to $25.
Kenny Haight better open up his wallet a little bit if he's going to let this happen. We got 4 more races left in this season. I didn't think 5 in a row would be a thing, but Dustin, this younger Dustin out here is something else. He just joined the league and doesn't know how to lose in these cars. Literally, his 5 races in here has been all wins. And he's actually up in 5th in points because of that, even after missing 4 weeks, I do believe, which is crazy all by itself. It's just a really impressive kid out there.
Yeah, doing a hell of a job out there driving it. But as you can tell, these drivers are putting a lot of pressure on him as they can smell that bounty, and they can smell it good and hard, and they're drooling at the mouth right now trying to get it. Shane Yates, excellent effort on that one there. But before we go to our post-race show, I'll have you run us through our finishing results. Now, for everybody out there, I do want you guys to know that these results are unofficial. Race Control will go and review these results and issue out any post-race penalties, which could alter the finishing order of some of these. These results are merely just how they crossed to the line in tonight's broadcast. So, Jeremy, if you can run us through those final finishing unofficial results.
Yeah, you're 100% correct on that. It's unofficial for sure. Dustin Hennigan, 5 wins in a row. Pretty insane, if you ask me. Shane Yates, runner-up, second time in 2 nights now. Just could not get around him. The track's so tough to pass late in the run. Dylan Simmons, who's third in points, also finishes third this evening. Clifford Bellamy going to be in fourth. Wade Burris in fifth. Jeremy Vaughn in sixth. Points leader Swede Melgard in seventh. Eighth place will be with Dane Lloyd. Ninth place also was your first place in points, Jackie Whaley. 10th place, Justin Simmons. You see Austin Yates do finish in 11th. David Tormasci is 12th. And then Blake did have to exit early, so he's going to finish 13th. Chris Eberly, who Dukes of Hazzarded the entrance of Pit Road, 14th. Jason Gunnels, 15th. Kenny Haight in 15th. I apologize. And then 16th was Christopher Bellamy, and that's going to round out your field this evening.
Yeah, so again, it's a crazy, crazy night of racing at Cedar Lake. Cedar Lake does not disappoint. But with that, Jeremy, it is time to move on to the post-race podium show, brought to you by Full Send Gaming, again, the official sponsor of the bounty system here, which was increased by yet another monetary denomination increment as we see Hennigan get race win number 5.
For those big sets of words out there, that meant money. And everybody wants that green stuff, right? And $25 is a good chunk of change. But we got third place here with us, Dylan Simmons. Do you have a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
22 points back entering tonight's race. You finished 4 spots ahead of the points leader, Swede Melgard. So you're going to gain a little bit of points there on him. Tell us how you made it to the podium spot tonight.
Really, I don't know. Like I told you last week, this track is not my best. I was just hanging on there. I think a couple of guys behind me were faster than me. I was just able to hold on to it.
Yeah, there was lots of 3x3x3 action. I think at one point there was literally 3 rows of cars, all in the top half of the field, rather. It was just insane racing overall. What was your thoughts on tonight's race? We saw a good stint of green flag toward the later run, and then the early run. It looked like everyone was on the last race of the season, just going all at it. So, overall thoughts on tonight's event?
Well, I'm just happy that I got the lead some, the bottom worked for me early on, and then when it went away, I was out front and just holding the bottom, and they were able to move around and find the fastest lane and blew by me on the outside, and that was all she wrote from there.
Yeah, it's definitely had, I think this was probably about the best race that Hennigan had. I mean, the competition level that he had gunning for him tonight between Shane Yates and yourself, both of you guys just finishing a little bit short of the young man. But I have to say, I mean, the race name was Claim the Bounty 35, and you took that lead. And I mean, you gapped it a little bit there. I mean, how did that feel to take that lead? And did you feel that you might have had a chance there to possibly try to maintain?
I mean, it felt, like I said, it felt good to get out front, especially with Dustin and Shane behind me. Them two are fast, but I guess I should have went to the top a little sooner. But like I said, out front, you're just having to try and hold on, and you don't want to move around a whole lot to try to find the fastest lane, because then if you move around and mess up, then they're gonna get by you. And by the time I found the top, they had already went by me, and I just had to go up there and hold on.
And hold on, you did a lot of late race charges by the 002 of Clifford Bellamy back there, but you were able to hold him off to claim that podium spot. Now you are up there in the season championship point standings right now, so at this point in time, being race 8 of 12, I know that in the back of your mind, you've got to be thinking points racing right now for that title.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I know if I'm going to have any chance, I'm going to have to win at least 1 or 2, I've been consistently in the top 3 for the last, 4 weeks. So if I can keep doing that and get a win in there too, it'll help out a whole lot.
Absolutely. And again, it was a good, solid points night for you. You finished in the podium tonight. You've, again, your competition for that top spot in the season championship points, both Whaley and Melgard finished further back from you. So, again, going to gain some points there. Again, excellent, solid effort all the way around. You got the car up front. You have been consistent. You are 100% correct on that one there. And it doesn't look like there's any signs of letting up. So with that, you have definitely earned your time to shine. This is your moment. Anybody out there you'd like to give a shout out to? Anybody you'd like to say thanks to?
I got to shout out A&E Computer Solutions, Wade Burris at WB Creative, and all my teammates at NFG for all the help that all the time they put in with setups, and we're constantly talking back and forth trying to figure out the best thing to do, and got to thank them for that, and thank Kenny for the league and y'all for the broadcast.
And we thank you very much for those kind words, just as Kenny does as well. But again, we're just here calling the shots. You guys are putting it on. We just put fancy little pretty stuff up on the screen. The show is all you guys, and you guys put on a hell of a show tonight. So excellent job tonight. Definitely well earned, but definitely moving forward, expect to see you really start putting a lot of pressure on there, as I know that you're, with 4 races left, going to be switching to that championship point game as the season starts to wind down here.
Yeah, I really, like I said, the next couple races are tracks that I really like, so hopefully I can get me a win at one of those.
And there you go. And we look forward to seeing you in racing action again next week, and look to see what kind of magic you can pull out of that hat of yours. So again, congratulations on your 3rd place finish tonight. We're going to let you go and celebrate and kind of wind down a little bit before the next set of races after this. So again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And that is your 3rd place finisher, Dylan Simmons, rounding out your 3rd place on the podium. Again, Jeremy has been on point and consistent, which is why he is where he is at in the points.
Yeah, for sure. He's coming on strong here late, and he got a little bit of a beneficial gift there with your top 2 guys in the points finishing a little bit behind him. What is it? 4 positions at 6 points, or 6 positions behind him too. So if you can keep that little streak up, you might have a top 3 with a excellent chance there at the finale in 4 weeks from now. So that being said, though, we have Shane Yates. Just pulled him into the booth here. Shane Yates, do you have a copy with us, man?
Yeah, I'm here.
Welcome back. 2nd place last night, 2nd place tonight. Where are you finding the speed? Your team, just whatever you're doing in your camp, it's showing up, man. In the last few weeks, you've been bad fast. You put hell of pressure on Dustin for that race win tonight in the last 10 laps. Where are you getting this speed?
Just some guys over in Team No Love. All that, we practice a lot. And we're probably, my team, I would say, is probably one of the fastest street stock teams out there.
Yeah, I couldn't argue with that. You got the card to show it each and every week, at least for the last half of the current season anyways. Just putting on some amazing speed there. So close to claiming that $20 bounty over Dustin Hennigan, who did get his 5th win in a row. I gotta have you take us back to the last 10 laps if you could. I know that top side is so dominant here, especially late in the run. You pulled some excellent slider moves just to get into the stick. Is there anything that you think that you could have done maybe slightly different to maybe make that, or vice versa, and have you take the W tonight?
No, I gave it everything I had. There wasn't no bottom. There wasn't pretty much no slider line. It was all top dominant, and I was all over him, pushing him. He was messing up a whole lot, and I kept hitting because I believe, it's hard to tell sometimes if he's getting the ball or not, but it kind of looked like it because he was slowing down quite a bit, and I'd nudge him a little bit and get him sideways, so I'd have to let up. But what screwed me is, man, them cautions, the first 3 cautions, and I think like the 6th or 7th caution, it put him in front of me, and he was never in front of me.
Yeah, it was the cautions definitely were a low point of the race. And you are correct. It was, I do believe, the 6th caution where the timing loops did put him in front of you and didn't look back. It's again, a lot of defense from that 16 camp in the later stages as you were trying everything. I got to go back to that. I mean, clearly you had stated the slider line was just not working. There was no grip. There was nothing down there for the slider line or even on that low line. Everything was slicked off. But it was, I think, with about 6 laps to go, man, you made a hellacious dive going into the corner, man, like super early. I do believe you even popped the tires and actually got the slider to work on that one there. It just didn't stick. You lost too much speed coming out. Was that the moment there that you realized that the slider line was just, there wasn't anything there?
Yeah. I knew I had to throw it real hard and right on the tires. If not, I wasn't going to clear him because the top was so fast.
Yeah, and clear, like I said, clear him you did. It was, Jeremy, I got to say, man, I hadn't seen a slider move done that hard and pinpoint accurate in quite some time. It's
Agreed.
just, it was sick. The way that you did that, it just, it cut so much speed off on that one. So my question is now, like Jeremy said, I mean, your guys' camp has been putting out some, I mean, ridiculous speed. You guys have been having some rockets when you guys show up to race. I mean, the last 2 nights are a testament to that. I mean, bridesmaids both nights, but man, your speed was right there, if not better. It's just the way that the flags dropped just was not in your favor. What can we expect out of that 11 car in the final 4 races? And do you feel that you could possibly be that one to finally claim that bounty on Hennigan?
Yeah. I believe I'll be in the victory lane soon. I believe I could have got it tonight if I got out front. I believe I'd have run off the left and truthfully on the top because I was just so much faster than him. And I was pushing around the track and having to get on the brakes a whole lot. I feel like I'm going to get a win next few races.
For sure.
For sure. I cannot argue that at all, especially with the showing that you've been putting on here lately, man. You and your team have been doing a hell of a job out there. But again, runner up, there's nothing wrong with that because I tell you what, man, that was a hell of a race that you guys put on and a hell of a show. Made our job easy up here. But this is your moment, your time to shine, Shane. Is there anybody you'd like to say thanks to out there? Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my team No Love, HN's Lens, Kilgore's Consulting, all them guys over there. And thank Kenny for putting this league on. I know these leagues are aggravating sometimes, but he does a good job at it.
That he does. Again, a lot of people don't realize that as far as league admins or owners go with this, he's the only one. So he does a lot behind the scenes that a lot of people don't realize. So I do know that he appreciates the appreciation that he gets from you guys out there. It does make it a little bit more worthwhile. So again, congratulations on your second place finish, buddy. We look forward to seeing what you can't do come next week.
All right, man. Take it easy.
You as well. That is your second place finisher in the Claim the Bounty 35 presented by Full Send Gaming. Driver of the number 11, Mr. Shane Yates.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get that victory, between now and the next 4 weeks for sure. He's just coming on bad fast.
Oh, he's right there.
Oh, 100%. It's going to be the next week or two. He's gonna take that $25 next week. He's going to be real close anyways. But there's one guy left to talk to, and I'm not too sure what more we could ask him. Welcome, Dustin. Looks like you're the sponsor of the first place finishing position and over the limit. How's it going?
Good. You?
We're doing good. You realize you've won 5 straight now. You've come into the series, and every race you've ran has been first place. You extend the bounty system by $5 to 25, and I know you're out there just racing. You're not worried about it, but that's a stat that very few have achieved in any league scenario. 5, and how you doing it, man? How's each and every week these tracks get a little different, and you still are the showcase of the field. How's your camp pulling this off, man?
Just trying to keep my nose clean, keep the car straight, and not wreck.
It's a great strategy for sure. I can't hate on that one bit. It looks like at one point in time that you were in third place and had a fight for a little bit, and then Dylan had a little bit of a hiccup there in the middle. And how were you able to get back to the front once you fell back a few spots?
Yeah, they got around me. I got tight, kind of got in the wall, and I think I got Shane on a restart. And I kept watching Dylan go to the bottom on the starts, and I went to the top and got a good run. And then in 3 and 4, I've been running the bottom, but I tried to run that line I was running at the end of the race, and it worked. Got around them.
Yeah, it worked. That is the understatement of the evening. Got you that dub tonight. I'm going to be honest, man, after so many wins, we starting to run out of questions to ask you. But I tell you what, man, you've been putting on a hell of a show. Take us through the last about 6 laps of that race. I know that you were getting a lot of pressure from behind from the 11 of Shane Yates there. He made mention that he had to get on the binders quite a bit. Did you feel that possibly he had a faster car, and were you possibly playing defense there a little bit, which, is what drivers do?
Yeah, he definitely had a faster car. The last 20 laps on the top, I was getting tight on the exit, and he was rolling it good on the top, and he kept getting under me. Had the not a run coming out on top, but he really was faster.
Yeah, but I tell you what, you played some hellacious defense. Would have made the 85 Bears damn proud on that one there. And that's coming from a Bears fan too. Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit that. But you did some excellent defense. You closed everything off, even shutting down the slider line coming through turns 3 and 4 on the final lap. So I tell you what, Bubba, you played your cards exactly the way that you needed to play them. And it ended up being the winning hand with everybody else folding behind you. Excellent job tonight, man. Last question is, how many more wins do you see yourself being able to get before somebody finally claims that bounty?
Hopefully a couple more. I think we have Lyman, Eldora, Weedsport, and Knoxville up next. And Lyman and Weedsport I'm not really good at, but Eldora and Knoxville, those are my favorite 2 tracks. So we'll see.
There you go. I tell you what, you have sitting, Jeremy, correct me if I'm wrong, I do believe you're sitting top 5 in points, which is a testament alone, seeing as you had just started this and you're already bumped up in the top 5 in points. So, again, keep up the good work. Excellent drive tonight. Excellent offense, defense. I mean, you brought your A game all the way around, and it got you that dub again, 5 straight. So congratulations on that. But this is your moment. Is there anybody you'd like to say thanks to? Anybody you'd like to shout out to?
Yeah, my mom and dad, and then y'all for putting on the broadcast, Kenny for the league, and everyone at PLP Racing.
All right, and we appreciate that, just as we know that Kenny Haight does as well. Again, fantastic job tonight. Excellent drive. And we look forward to seeing what you can do come next week when we hit Lima Land, which I do know is the gentleman right below me, one of his personal favorite tracks as well. So again, we look forward to seeing what you can pull out next week.
Thank you.
And that is your first place winner for tonight's Claim the Bounty 35, which nobody claimed the bounty tonight. 35 presented by Full Send Gaming. Mr. Dustin Hennigan extends that bounty to $25 now after 5 straight wins. Question is, Jeremy, can the young man extend it to 6? An unprecedented 6 straight wins? Or are we going to see another driver finally hit victory lane after 5 weeks and claim that bounty? Could it be Shane Yates? Could it be Swede Melgard? How about Dylan Simmons, who's been on fire? Jeremy, what's your predictions, buddy?
Can you give me any reason to not pick Dustin to win 6 in a row? Minus Shane running fast, that's the only chance. This kid, I don't know how he's doing it. I know he's giving the team huge props, but you got to perform at the end of the day, and he was clutch. That defense, yeah, he could have taken your Bears defense, just made it a one person, that whole defense, and he was doing better than them. So that's just insane. But, he did mention that he's got a couple tracks coming up. that are not his favorite. So that could be an opening door for somebody else to claim $25 next week. Who knows? We'll find out. I don't know. It's so impressive for this 14-year-old to do what he's doing. I'm just glad we were able here to watch it and report it to everybody out there.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's again, it's not due to lack of fast drivers or anything else. And the kid was getting a lot of pressure from behind in the last 10 laps, the closing laps of tonight's event by that 11 of Shane Yates. Yates not wanting to sit here and put heavy bumper to him to get the kid completely sideways or spin him to take the win. That's just not how Yates races. That's not how a lot of these drivers race. They do have a lot of respect. The kid just didn't budge, but it wasn't through lack of effort either way. But like you heard him say, Jeremy, Lima Land and Weed Sport, there's your next two tracks coming up that we'll be broadcasting. And he says those are not his strong tracks. And you know that these drivers go back and listen and watch these replays and the broadcasts and everything else. So I guarantee there's going to be a lot of drivers taking notes and probably putting in a couple extra laps of practice to try to fine-tune the sets for next week. But with that, buddy, we got to, again, come to a closing of a show. But before we do anything, we want to thank everybody that has been there and supported us and helped us out up to this point, starting with our amazing sponsors, partners, and supporters for Nerditudes and Over the Limit. Starting with Martin Sports. Again, you've seen them as a presenting sponsor of the pre-race show, the official apparel provider of Nerditudes and Nerd TV. The apparel line announcement will be coming out in the future. Trust me, you will not be disappointed on that. They make badass products, not just apparel, but sim racing gear as well. Check them out. Check out their apparel line, martinsports906.com. And again, Nerditudes and Martin Sports has your back on that one there. We like to try to save you a little bit of scratch. So be sure you use promo code SUPERNERD at checkout to save you 20%. That is Martin Sports at martinsports906.com. I want to shout out to Mini Motorsport Doors as well. It's the official sponsor for the Pro Late Model Series. Make novelty aluminum doors, miniature size, obviously, novelty, at 11 and 21 inches, and that's $15 and $30 a piece. You can get them customized however your heart desires. They are a fantastic piece, something that you will not see anywhere else. You can mount them on a wall, place them on a desk, but they are a fantastic novelty piece for any race fan, whether it be real life or sim racing. Check out some of their products and what they have to offer. You will not be disappointed. That's facebook.com/Mini Motorsport Doors.
And we also have the Full Send Gaming sponsoring the bounty system, which has been the highlight of this latter half of the season so far. Sorry, Kenny, your pocket's going to get a little bit thinner as $25 is now on the line next week as Mr. Dustin Hannigan goes for the drive for 6. That's unprecedented all by itself. But yeah, Full Send Gaming. Gladly sponsoring that. You got to go full send, especially when you're going for 6 wins in a row, right? Like, you got to go full send. So that's the only reason why they have that title in their name, because that's all they do. Then we also have Butt Kicker. Once again, it's that tactile feedback that you're missing as a driver in a simulation rig. It gives you that feeling of a car underneath your seat once again, so it feels like you're on the real roads or the dirt tracks or wherever you're at, for that matter. You can feel the shifts, the turns, just everything. We got a checkout code for you that saves you 20%, Nerd TV. Once again, buttkicker.com. Go check them out. Watch reviews. Hell of a product. I know you could attest for it, Dustin. It's an awesome thing. Nobody else has anything like it. Nerd TV at checkout, 20%.
Yeah, and again, as we always like to, we like to thank each and every one of you guys that has tuned in to watch this broadcast at some point in time tonight, or whether you are watching this on a replay. Again, we appreciate all the support that you guys give us and allow us to be here to present this to you. So again, keep spreading the word, keep giving us feedback, hit the subscribes, the follows, the likes, share those videos, share the nerds out. We broadcast, we stream games, we do anything that we possibly can because we love the community. So again, thank you guys very much for everything you do. But with that, the Full Send Gaming post-race podium show and this broadcast is coming to a conclusion. So on behalf of myself, Dustin Ballistic Logston, as well as the legend, the myth, the man, Mr. J. Stan, Jeremy Stanley, on behalf of Nerditudes and Nerd TV and Over the Limit, we'd like to thank you guys for joining us. Stay safe out there, be well, and we're going to catch you at the next track.